It is Tuesday, December 15. Welcome to CGN News. Jamaica's tourism minister, Edmund Bartlett, reported recently that based on hotel bookings and air seats reserved, the island could see about 400,000 visitor arrivals over the 4-month season and revenues of a projected US $1.5 billion. This is a big drop from the US $4.4 billion Jamaica raked in from tourism last year before the pandemic. The drop in tourist arrivals in the Caribbean was expected to be a steep 75% for the last 3 quarters of 2020, and the regional industry is expected to contract by 20 to 30% this year. The Jamaican nurse who created history by becoming the first person in the United States to receive the COVID-19 vaccine is urging her countrymen to get the vaccine. Sandra Lindsay, an intensive care nurse at Long Island Jewish Medical Hospital in New York, joined in the applause shortly after the first dose was injected into her own arm on Monday. Jamaicans have been skeptical about the COVID-19 vaccine, but Lindsay urged them to listen to the scientists and ignore conspiracy theories that may stymie efforts to inoculate the population. An Inter-American Development Bank (IDB) study has concluded that Jamaica leads the Caribbean in the number of inmates who were armed with weapons when they committed a crime. The study, which covers 2016 to 2019, said a total of 56% of all crimes committed by inmates involved a weapon. The IDB estimates that 8 out of every 100 civilians living in Jamaica has a firearm, the 4th highest in the Caribbean. The study probed where inmates obtained their first firearm. 55% said it was provided by family or a friend. The report revealed, too, that 36% obtained their first gun between ages 14 and 17. Guyana's Ministry of Human Services and Social Security has launched its Wish Upon a Star initiative. Conceptualized by Minister Dr. Vindhya Prasad, this Christmas initiative targets children who are terminally ill, children who suffer from disabilities, and those who never had the opportunity to enjoy that one gift that would make them incredibly happy. Effective December 14, the ministry placed Wish Upon a Star mailboxes at its 3 locations nationwide. The ministry will also be engaging a number of companies and entities to make the children's wishes become reality. Children between the ages of 4 and 15 are encouraged to send letters detailing their dreams. Guyana's Chief Justice has thrown out an application made by a couple accused of operating a Ponzi scheme to have their accounts unfrozen and the charges against them dismissed. Cuban national Yuri Garcia Dominguez and his Guyanese wife Atika Ishmael are facing charges for obtaining money by false pretense. The couple is facing 70-plus charges for obtaining monies from false pretense from some 17,000 people. They are said to have obtained over $200 million. Their attorney Dexter Todd has since filed judicial review proceedings in the High Court asking that all charges and investigations against them be discontinued immediately. The couple had their bail set at $30 million. There is an outpouring of grief by the Jamaican community in the United Kingdom following the sudden death of a leading community activist and businessperson, Dr. Paul Lawrence. The 56-year-old from London died last Friday after reportedly experiencing breathing difficulties. The death of the St. Catherine-born Lawrence comes a week before the launch of the Jamaica Floods fundraising concert, for which the entrepreneur was to have an integral part in organizing. The flood appeal will be cancelled until January 2021. Journalist and commentator Hubert Lawrence, speaking to the Gleaner, said the death of his only brother was a huge loss and that family and friends were in shock. Overseas now, the Electoral College gave Joe Biden a majority of its votes Monday, confirming his victory in last month's election in state-by-state voting that took on added importance this year because of President Donald Trump's refusal to concede. California's 55 electoral votes put Biden over the top, clearing the 270 vote mark that affirmed he will be the nation's next president. Heightened security was in place in some states as electors met on the day by federal law. Electors cast paper ballots in gatherings that took place in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. The results will be sent to Washington and tallied in a January 6 joint session of Congress, over which Vice President Mike Pence will preside. Canada administered its first doses of a COVID-19 vaccine on Monday, becoming one of the first countries to do so. 5 frontline workers in Ontario received the vaccine at one of Toronto's hospitals. Anita Quindangan, a personal support worker who worked throughout a COVID-19 outbreak at the Rokai Centre Nursing Home in Toronto, got the first dose in Ontario. Dr. Kevin Smith, President and CEO of Toronto's University Health Network, said the country was breaking the back of this horrible virus. More of Canada's initial 30,000 doses of the vaccine are expected to cross the border on Monday. The Canadian government recently amended its contract with Pfizer and BioNTech so that it would deliver up to 249,000 doses this month. Nigeria-based Islamist militant group Boko Haram says it was behind last week's kidnapping of hundreds of schoolboys in the Nigerian state of Katsina. More than 300 pupils are unaccounted for, but others managed to escape. The authorities had previously blamed bandits for the attack. Boko Haram has been notorious over the last decade for school kidnappings, including in Chibok in 2014. In an audio message about the abductions, its leader, Abubakar Shekau, said what happened in Katsina was their responsibility and that his group opposed Western education. The U.S. Federal State Commission on Monday sent orders to Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and other internet giants demanding troves of information about their data collection, ad practices, and user engagement. The orders were sent under the authority of a federal act that lets the agency conduct studies for legislators to have on hand when crafting relevant laws. The FTC wants social media and video streaming companies to provide data on how they collect, use, and present personal information, their advertising, and how their practices affect children and teens. Intended recipients were listed as Amazon, TikTok, parent ByteDance, game chat platform Discord, Facebook, Reddit, Snap, Twitter, WhatsApp, and YouTube. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.